Hi, friends. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Faith Storms. I am a licensed social worker therapist and a big fan of human design. And I wanted to do a video about human design today. I know it's been a while. I did a bunch back in April and then I haven't done any more. And I feel the energy again. So I'm following the flow of my energy. And today I want to talk briefly about having a defined emotional center versus undefined. So, an open versus defined emotional center. And if you look in your chart, and I don't have one in front of me because I just got inspired to do this. If you look on your chart, if you're looking at your chart, it is the triangle ish shape on the right hand side that's connected to the solar plexus in the middle and goes down to the root center, so that the shape on the right is your emotional center. And in your chart, so if you don't already have a human design chart, you can go to jovianarchive.com and get a chart for free. And it doesn't matter, like, if you pay for stuff, the when you pay for stuff on that site, it's to get explanation of your chart. It's not like you get a different chart. So your chart is your chart, if as long as you have all your correct birth information. So go to jovianarchive.com, run your chart, and then when you look at your chart, you'll either have a colored in emotional center or a white emotional center. If it is colored, that means you have a defined emotional center. If it is white, clear, then you have an undefined emotional center. And here is my understanding of how this operates. So, if you have a defined emotional center, you have a particular way that your emotional life goes. You'll have certain ups and downs. You have set patterns. You have set ways of being in an emotional sense. You have set ways of processing emotion for yourself and with others. So you have your own patterns. Now, there's a range of patterns. Some people have waves, they go up, they go down. Some people ratchet up and then crash. And there's one. There's another basic way that people operate emotionally if you're defined. When you have a defined emotional center, the feelings you feel are yours. Now, you can be affected by others, you can be influenced by others, but not in a huge way. For the most part, what you feel is yours. And you can feel very strongly. People with defined emotional centers often have deep, intense feelings. I'm a defined emotional center person. I have deep, intense feelings. And it's fine. Like, that's the way you are. As a defined emotional center person, you have the ability to tolerate a lot of emotional intensity. It may seem to other people like it's overwhelming, like you're so you might be accused of being bipolar. I've been accused of being bipolar. I am not bipolar. I just feel deeply. I'm passionate. And some people may think that you can't manage all that emotion, like it's unhealthy, but not necessarily. It is not necessarily unhealthy for a defined emotional center person to have really intense feelings. My experience is we can handle it. Like, we're designed to handle it. So it's really not a problem. Now, can a defined emotional center person be like empathetic to others, be caring and compassionate to others? Absolutely. Absolutely. I believe I am. It's just the difference is when I explain the open design, I think you'll get it. I certainly know I can pick up social cues and facial cues and body language, and obviously I've studied this. I study people. So I'm very well able to identify emotions in others. So it's not that I can't. It's simply that my emotional patterns are what runs my life. Now, let me contrast this with if you have an open emotional center, if you have an undefined emotional center. If you have an undefined emotional center, you experience, pick up, absorb, and actually magnify the feelings of those around you. So if someone around you is having a bad day, guess what? You will too, unless you're really aware of this. You're a sponge. You are an emotional sponge. You're going to pick up feelings, energy, all that stuff from other people around you. And you're not doing this on purpose, it just happens. And this is really, really can be very overwhelming. What I have found is a lot of undefined emotional center people that I work with that are my clients. What I will find is before, if they have a lot of trouble with boundaries, if they get very emotionally overwhelmed, if they get very drained and burnt out, I often suspect that they might have this open emotional center. And then those that are willing, like, will I'll run their charts and let's find out for real. And usually it is true. They have this open emotional center. And here's the challenge: when you have an open emotional center, as you're experiencing those feelings of others, you think they are yours, which is understandable. Like, you're experiencing them. But the problem is they're not yours. They're somebody else's, and you are picking them up. You are absorbing them and experiencing them. I mean, it's real. Like, you're experiencing them, but it didn't originate with you. So here is what I tell, and I also believe a lot of highly sensitive people, the HSPs, if you look into that literature, I am guessing, my educated guess is a lot of those people are probably open emotional center people. So they are sensitive and they're picking up all this emotion and energy and stuff from other people around them. Of course, they're overwhelmed. Totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. And if you're absorbing all of that, and you can't live in this world and not be affected by emotions of others, the media and people going through stuff, and it's hard. It's really hard. So here is quick and easy. The quick and easy answer is, first of all, like, recognize that that is in your design. So first of all, self-compassion, like, it is not your fault that you pick these things up. You're not choosing to. This can be a gift because it when you are sitting with someone, if you are an open emotional center person, when you sit with someone, you literally know exactly what they're feeling. Wow, like, that's a superpower. Like, that could be incredible. The problem is not that you feel what they're feeling. The problem is what you do with it after. The problem becomes, do you take that stuff home with you? Do you get stuck with it? So, if you're one of these folks, it's really, really, really important that, first of all, you're one of these folks. And then you need to put practices into place to clear and cleanse your emotional system. You got to get that stuff out on a daily basis. You really do. You can't let it build up. It's going to build up. It's going to become toxic to you. It's going to become overwhelming. The way most people I work with that are able to expel this, most people that have open emotional centers that I've worked with also are introverts and also are pearls. If any of you have heard me talk about the gems, pearls are very kind hearted, loving, caring, compassionate people. So, with that kind of combination, you need to take time alone to detoxify. And I'm an introvert too, and I need time. I need time, and I'm not an open emotional center. When you're at a very still, quiet place, the emotions you feel then are yours, more than likely. Most of those are yours. When you're feeling really worked up, really agitated, like full of emotion, that's not you. Like, that's somebody else, or at least a bunch of it's somebody else. So take time alone. Take time, often time in nature is very good. Gardening, walking in the woods, getting outside, doing some physical activity you enjoy. being with the right person, being with someone who is kind and supportive and is there for you can also help clear and cleanse. Spiritual practices, meditation, prayer, yoga, walking meditation, anything, being with your pets, being with animals, anything that puts you in the here and now tends to allow us to shift, tends to allow us to get rid of stuff that is not ours. So I really encourage you do this like emotional purging every single day. And then once you've done that, once you've kind of purged, and once you're emotionally purged, once you're in like a quiet place, then check in with how you feel. What am I feeling? And if you're in a quiet place, those are your feelings more than likely. And this, I think, working with our emotional center for so many of us is a huge key to understanding our design and to being skillful and being the most effective we can be in life. So, if any of you are curious about this or want more information or would like personal assistance, personal coaching, and support in understanding your design and how it can really work for you, I am super happy to provide that. Years ago, oh my gosh, it's been like over 10 years, maybe more than that I've been studying human design and using it. It totally transformed my life. It made my life make sense. So if you're feeling like, oh, I don't know about myself, human design is a really neat, interesting, useful, for most people, very accurate way of understanding yourself. And there's interplay in the different centers, but I just felt moved to post about the emotional center and how that works. So please contact me personally if you want some coaching support information about human design and your emotional center and how it all works. I would love to be of service. All right, until next time.